Hello, this week's episode sees us talk to Hannah from Hannah's Housekeeping, where we discuss and hopefully you'll get an insight into being in business as a modern day parent. This is our first ever episode of this podcast. I think for the first 5 to 10 minutes, I certainly felt a little bit rusty, and I think Hannah, to her own admission, felt a little bit nervous. But yeah, stick with it. There's some real good insights and good content in there. So enjoy the listen. Let's go and take a look. Right, welcome to our first ever live Making Wave podcast. We've got Hannah here from Hannah's Housekeeping.
Hello.
So yeah, welcome to the show, and tell us who you are and what you do.
So I'm Hannah, and I'm the business owner of Hannah's Housekeeping, which is a professional domestic clean housekeeping service. So cleaning, I do ironing, tidying, just all the household sort of chores really. And
you're based in Scarborough.
Yeah, Scarborough based. Sort of anywhere in Scarborough. I'll travel sort of around. So.
And you're from Scarborough originally?
Yeah. Scarborough.
Born and bred.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Sound. So Hannah's Housekeeping has been going now for a year.
Yeah, about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
January 2018. Started,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So when obviously something must have inspired you to come into business on your own. So what triggered that? What was behind?
Becoming a mum really.
Yeah.
It was after my maternity leave. I went back to work full time, and I wasn't sort of seeing my little girl or having much family time.
Yeah. Can we definitely relate to that?
Yeah, definitely. It's hard, and then it was also finding time to do my own sort of housework and stuff, and everything was just getting on top of me. So I actually went for a part-time job after that to sort of make things a bit easier, and then with the shifts that my husband works, it was childcare was becoming an issue. We'd as you know how expensive childcare is, we'd sort of pulled her out to save a bit of money that way. But then I was realising that I was struggling for childcare whilst I was doing this part-time job, and I was working weekends, so then I wasn't seeing her. So I kind of faced new challenges then.
Yeah.
So I kind of started thinking, it'd be easy if I could sort of be in charge of juggling work and childcare and family time myself.
Yeah.
So that and also it was what else inspired me was that because I did struggle with sort of housework and things like that myself whilst I was working sort of full time.
Yeah.
I thought, there's families out there that are working.
Yeah. So you found you realised that there was not a gap in the market, but you realised that there was a need for that. So
absolutely,
So your target market is yourself really, which I guess makes it really...
Definitely. I wanted to then help others, that probably wouldn't, need to work full time. A lot of my clients have said to me how stressful it is, getting everything done. You come home after a hard day at work and you've got the children to look after, and then you think, oh God, I've got the cleaning to do, I've got the ironing to do, and it all sort of mounts up, and it's stressful, it's tiring, that inspired me as well, because I thought I want to help others, take the pressure off a little bit and have more time with children and family and stuff like that. So
yes, there's a number of things which led to, it wasn't one eureka moment, but a number of things and circumstances what led to it.
Yeah.
And I think it falls into a classic, not a classic, a new thing really, where I think parents in the times we find ourselves in right now are a lot more stretched than generations before.
Yeah.
So, for example, when I was a baby 30 years ago, I think one parent's wage was enough then to do what you needed to do.
Yeah.
So you could afford for the other parent to be off, and then people were retiring earlier, so you'd have had one parent off plus grandparents like full time support,
Definitely.
which I think made it like obviously bringing up a child isn't easy. So this is no like kickback on people of our mum's generation who've had kids, but I think what we're finding now is a bit of a trend of like people in your position, where you've had children and one wage isn't enough to like support an house and stuff, and it's a reaction from that. So it's kind of negative on one sense that it has to be like that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But good in another way that it's actually like pushed you out of a comfort zone, because like maybe you wouldn't have like ever gone back to work if you didn't have to, or maybe you'd have stayed in part-time work. But for me, it looks like it's like definitely brought some out of you to come out there and start to run your own business.
Yeah, well, if I hadn't have become a mum, I don't think I wouldn't have been doing this. Because when I was working full time, I'd said to my husband, I was like, if I carry on like this, we're going to have to employ a cleaner. And that's kind of where the idea came from. I was kind of like, oh, well, why don't I do that? You know, I could be that person that is helping the others. And then the deal was, you know, I would pick my hours, do like a smaller amount in the day, and then I can then also keep on top of our house. Yeah. So then, you know, that gets rid of that problem for us as well. With that, like my husband works long hours, big shifts when he does, takes the pressure off him as well. Like at home, I sort of run the house, and he, you know, don't have to worry about that side
so it's a part of something. I was just going to say, does your husband get involved in the cleaning, or does he leave it to the professional?
Absolutely not. And I wouldn't let him either. I take charge of that.
I'm pretty sure he won't have any problem with that.
No, definitely not. No.
Yeah. So you mentioned you have a little girl. Yeah. So, like, what does she do now? So she's in nursery or now?
She's in preschool. Yeah.
Preschool.
So she'll be going to school this year. Yeah. So she's in for sort of 30 hours a week. She can be, and so that takes massive pressure off, because the thing, when I was working part time before, she was still only a baby, so I was working really early. I was doing sort of 7 a.m. starts for a few hours, so I was having the rest of the day with her. So it worked really well. Yeah. But then I started thinking, well, she's going to be going to school soon, so, you know, who's going to drop her off and who's going to pick her up? And if I'm working weekends and she's at school all week, I'm not going to see her, and that worried me. Yeah. And also, like with my husband's shifts, you know, if he starts work early and then he's at work all day for 12 hours, then he can't drop her off or pick her up. Yeah. And like you said before, all our parents work still. Yeah. So we've got nobody that could help us there either. So I thought, well, I have to do something. I have to make sure that I can be there for it. So the way I work is I work school hours, Monday to Friday. So so I can drop her off at the minute, like at preschool. I can pick her up. We've got all weekend together. Because my husband sometimes works weekends as well, just depending how it falls. So I know that I'm always there. I can, you know, she does ballet, she does swimming lessons, so I'm always there to take her to that as well. So she's not missing out on anything. You know, I'm always there. And
I guess as she grows up in these different clubs and stuff, you work on that side of it. You won't have to think. You can just be like, you can go, and it's not, or you can go if I can get someone else to pick you up. Or so it's all about you become like extremely self-sufficient with that. You don't have you're doing it, so you don't have to rely on other people.
Self-sufficient, that's absolutely it. And because I don't like relying on anybody, it's like, although I know there are people there, and if we really need it, I'll ask and they're there. Yeah. I like to make sure we can do it between us first. Just you know, and it's good for her as well, because she's, not that it's a bad thing, but she's not passed around, you know. There's routine there, there's consistency. Like she knows, Mummy or Daddy are picking me up today, I'll dropping me off, or I'm going to Bali today. It's not if and when we could get her there, it's every week, and I can do that because the work allows me to, you know, I can fit it in. So
there's a few things I've just sort of picked up and thought about out of you just talking there, like with the whole, like, obviously we're a similar age. I've got my little 2.5-year-old boy, so we're in a similar position in that respect. Yeah. But I've just thought about there, which something I haven't reflected on yet, is that all of a sudden you're like a teenager and in your early 20s going out and stuff. And then I think like it did with me that something happened where I think I was like ready for my boy and Alex. Things were a bit stale, like the same bands, the same gigs, the same venues, the same route on a night out and stuff, and it was all getting a little bit rinsed. I did a mint live, and all getting a bit rinse and repeat. And then I think I was ready for Alex, but what nobody can prepare you for, and I've only thought about it, like just now in it, like having this chat, is how much you have to adapt and quickly. Not just adapting for having a child. Like I think you adapt and prepare for having a baby, and then everybody says it's not what you expect, and it isn't. Like you literally have to like find your own way around that initial phase. But you get used to that. You get used to having a newborn. Yeah. But then there'll be some old cliches in here, but they all turn out to be true. Where they grow up so fast. Yeah. Like each phase, where they go from like newborn to toddler to like I'm now at a point where like he's starting to have chats with me and an opinion. Yeah. But then he's doing different stuff where he's at friends' parties and stuff. So you have to evolve to different stuff really fast. Yeah. And probably until they're at full-time primary school, where you then got a 5-6 year block where their routine's going to be the same. But I think up until that point, the way life is and that. Yeah. And then if you're working full-time, it's so rigid. I found it like the whole clocking in, and like it felt like they owned me, but I'm like, nah, like I need to be there for my son. And there was times when I did have to leave for my son. I was like docked money and stuff, and it's like absolutely not. I think working for yourself, it's an answer. I was going to say it's an answer to all your prayers, but it's not. It helps. It unlocks a lot of problems, which as a young family you'll especially if like you mentioned your husband's there working shit. He's obviously got like a good career going on, so your girl's gonna grow up in an environment where she's got like entrepreneurial mum like doing her own stuff, and so the inspiration there, but then like dad with his own career path, so she's gonna grow up into a sort of like best of all worlds.
Well, she already says she knows that they're my clients. She says the word client. She says she comes with me sometimes when I like drop off or pick up like ironing loads. Yeah. And she'll come with me and she'll be sat in the back, and she's even come out and helped before, and she said she got given chocolate bar off one lady for helping me, you know. And she said, she'll say, Mummy, where are we going to one of your clients' houses? She knows some of the names as well.
That's nice.
Proper gets involved, and she understands it. You know, she'll say, Mummy, do you do housekeeping? Like, is that your job? And she knows what Daddy does, and she just proper gets involved, and it's lovely. It's and she's even got her own branded T-shirt that we did for her as well. She absolutely loves it, and she's got her own little Hoover, and
so it's almost like she's a part of.
Well,
you've done it like not for her, but for the age of bringing up, but she is like it's part of you and your family now. And
she was the reason that it went. I went to this. Like you were saying before, with my full-time job, like you were saying, you sort of felt like you were owned in a way. It was like there was when I first went back, so she would have only been about 11, 12 months old, and she was quite poorly, and she was in nursery. And I wasn't allowed my phone on me. You know, it was locked away. Yeah. And although I had a phone in the office, you know, it wasn't easy to get through. Yeah. And there was a few times where the nursery rang and couldn't get through straight away, and that, I mean, it terrified me. I thought, what if she needs me and I can't get to her? Whereas now, my phone's always on me. You know, she's. I've got the car. If I need to go, I can just go. Any emergencies. You know, not that I do just wander off or anything like that, but it's just that peace of mind is knowing that I'm sort of, like in control of that. You know, I can just decide if I need to.
But that's naturally what like parents should be, but I suppose the like traditional 9 to 5, if you like, does take that away. Yeah. But I never felt like working in full-time employment. I never felt owned or anything like that up until the point when my son was born, and then somebody, then he then has to be able to rely on me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think definitely like having children is a trigger point. But I think I guess that's where mine and your businesses are similar in that respect.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe like going on to the next sort of question I had in mind, which was like what motivates you, what keeps you going. I guess your daughter's going to be a natural answer to that.
Yeah.
But is there anything else which?
Like I said about helping people, you know, to because I hear it a lot. That people say, I'm struggling, you know, I can't keep on top of this and things like that. It's just making things a bit easier for everybody, and because I've been there, so I know how it feels, and I say that to everybody when they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I haven't done this and I ain't had time." And I'm like, I totally get it, absolutely get it. And I only have one little girl, and some, you know, people have 2-3 kids, and it's like, how it's hard. It's like washing is constant and ironing because they're just in and out of clothes through outfits all the time, and it's just a help really, and just to
So obviously, because a lot, I think, like money wise, everybody, like you wouldn't work if money wasn't a thing. Like I think like that is a part of it. But do you get pride in when a client gives you good feedback? Then is that
massively?
Is that because like that's one of the favourite bits about my work. When I think generally I like to think like all our clients are happy, but when they come back with it, like they go out of the way to give a feedback, not just thanks, good job, but if they go out of the way and like leave a review or a recommendation, is that
massively? Like if I get a review on Facebook or a lot of people send a text and be like, "Oh, I've just got home, thank you so much, you know, it's amazing." And I kind of didn't feel like I got much of that from the other jobs I've done. You know, you need that, you need it, and I get loads of it. I'm always saying, I feel buzzing, you know, I feel like, wow, and also I'll sort of step back from a job and think, oh, I'm happy with that. And then I'll get sort of a message later saying, oh, thank you so much, you know, people have called me like a lifesaver, and you've made my life so much easier, and I don't really feel like that. I'm like, oh God, like, it's not, you know, I've only done this, but it really, you know, it takes that pressure off, and so I just feel amazing. It's just like, I'm so glad I've sort of helped out, and I've, you know, made somebody feel a little bit happier, and they've, in return, they've made me feel exactly the same, because, you know, they're also doing me a favour, because they're giving me a job where I can work it around, you know, my little girl, my family. Yeah. So I thank them as well, because, you know, it's...
So you find yourself in a real good, nice space. Excuse me.
Very happy with it, Just all works. It's all just,
There's any days though where you come home, do you get that, you will have had it in previously, but we'll keep calling them 9-to-5 jobs, because but you'll have had it where you come home like stressed and like kicking off a bit. Have you had that feeling since coming on and doing your own thing?
No, not only it could just be like no, not really, to be honest. No.
Yeah. What about like you're a year and a half old? Like what about like early on? Like there must have been some like setting up and going on your own is a step into the unknown, I guess. And was there any sort of anxieties or? Yeah.
It was. Am I gonna? You know, I knew there was a demand for it. Like I'd seen it on Facebook. I'd seen people asking for people for recommendations for sort of like cleaners and housekeepers and stuff, and so I knew the work was there. But then it was. I actually remember, before I officially set up, I messaged a few people replying to that saying, you know, I'm about to set up myself, and I didn't get any response. Yeah. So I felt nervous then, because I thought, oh gosh, I might not actually get any, you know, people might not be interested, especially if, you know, I'm just starting up. There's people haven't recommended me, people don't know how good I am, and I had no branding at that point, and as soon as I'd officially sort of launched it with the branding that we set up and stuff, and flyers and things, I booked up pretty much a full diary within the first month.
Wow.
And
I won't hide behind the fact that I helped Hannah set up a brand.
Yeah. I can see it.
But yeah, for those who are on the video, there it is. Yeah, it's kind of I don't know. It worked. Well, what we did actually with Hannah's brand was that Hannah came in and with her husband, and we sat there and did it together. Really, I don't feel like I did the brand. It was. I kind of aided you to extract out what was you. So
I can't remember. It was because I'd originally thought I won't sort of launch for a good few months.
Yeah.
And it did happen a lot sooner. I think you'll remember. Then I think I was just like, I'm doing it, and it was kind of like just 1, 2, 3, do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I probably will. I kept thinking of reasons sort of not to, and both me and my husband were, well, if we just give it a few more months, get a bit more money behind us, and perfect everything. And I thought, well, if I keep doing that, I'm never going to do it because I kept putting it off.
Yeah.
But then, circumstances changed and it just felt right. But I remember us meeting beforehand to get the flyers done and branding, and I knew what I wanted, like the little lady logo.
Yeah.
And then we it just went from there, didn't it? That was all I really knew, and then colours and stuff just sort of came into it, and then...
I suppose once the brand's there though, like there'll have been an element of it feeling real.
Definitely.
Like, it's a thing that's
Yeah.
alive. And a lot of cleaners work brand as well, and will rely on word of mouth and stuff, but I think like it's so you.
Yeah, it is.
Bit of a cliche again, isn't it?
I was buying an ironing board the other week, and the woman at the counter saw it. I was in my uniform, and she I could see her looking, and she just went, "Oh, I really love it. I love the logo. I love the branding. It looks really good." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." And it like just again made me think, "Oh, it's amazing."
And it's
mine.
Yeah, and it gives you an identity and like something to be proud of. And like you say, you mentioned that your little girl's already got the uniform, so like when she grows up, if like whether Hannah's housekeeping is still a thing, that's always there. She'll remember that.
Like, she'll be helping me when she's sort of.
It's been decided.
Oh yeah, when she's sort of...
Just for the legal side, is that Hannah doesn't endorse child
labour. No, but at home, she's more than happy. It's like a game to her. She's like, she loves it.
Bless her.
So, but no, it's it all sort of made it feel real, like you say, with the branding and stuff, and then the flyers. And when we got them back, it was like I was like, wow, like this, I can't believe how good it looks, and it's mine. When I shared it on the Facebook page for the first time, it got so much interest, and it still does. Like I say, I was in a shop the other day and someone commented, and people are always commenting on how, and I think it was right to do that. I remember thinking my first thing was setting up, I have to get some branding. Image was so important to me to look the part, be professional, it just go into that effort to make it sort of, to have like branding and things.
So that helped you get out there. So it's a combination of print and social media.
Yeah.
Social media is so important for us as well. Like it's mad that we're like essentially a tactile print provider. But here we are, like hosting a podcast, and like our social media is like quite a strong like area for us. But the two work definitely. This day and age, you have to get them to work both hand in hand. So like I know you do stuff when you've done an ironing project or finished cleaning somebody's house, like you leave like a little card. So that's a combination. So it's like kind of like a postcard, isn't it? So it's like glossy finish, your strong deep red identity on there and your logo. But then you do the personal touch of doing a handwritten note on it.
That because for me, I didn't want to be too sort of what's the word?
I know what you.
I want it to be quite like friendly and and not too. I want it to be personal. Like just. So I'll leave a little note sort of on. So one side kind of acts like a bit of a business card in a way. It's got logo, it's got all my details on, and then on the back there's a space for me to write all the details of the clean and stuff and whatever job it is, and then I can write a little note. And quite often you know, if there's a day I'm unable to do, I'm on holiday or something, I can make a note of that on there for them, and then they can add it to the diaries, calendars or whatever, and it's really handy.
So they'll come home from work and they'll like know straight away, like not only from the like nice aromas of the cleaning products you use, but like from your card being like on their like kitchen worktop, whatever, or Hannah's been, and all the information I need on there, which is good. It's not like a difficult thing to do, but that helps both you and them.
Definitely.
Just like smooth the whole.
Definitely, yeah.
Smooth the whole thing up. So you increases your chances of getting referrals.
Yeah. And people some people put them on their fridge. You know, like in fact, I've got one on mine at home. So it's just like a.
So that's like the ultimate thing if you're up there in somebody's house, like indefinitely. Then
no, it's nice to see. Yeah.
Happy days. So you're just a bit, in terms of the business, you're just a bit younger than we are. By about 6 months. Yeah. Been on it full time longer than we have though. So in that sense, probably more established. So when you set up Hannah's Housekeeping, and I'm talking probably prior to or even at the point of like you've got a brand and an identity.
Yeah.
How different is Hannah's Housekeeping now in reality to what it was in your head when you was like in that like.
Well,
it's still like really like I appreciate it's still really early days in terms of business, but like.
Well, I remember like thinking, how would it work in terms of like getting into the house? Sort of like, I remember researching it. Like, what do people usually do? Like, leave a key, or would people give me a key to keep? And I was really stressing over that. I was thinking, you know, I can't. Some people would be funny about giving a key or leaving a key, or because most of my clients are never in. You know, there's a lot. Most of them are out working. Children at childcare, at school, whatever, and so I remember thinking, I really don't know how this is going to work. And in my head, I was thinking, it'll only be clients who are going to be in that I'm going to be able to work with. I don't know how that works. So stressed about that, and then.
How did that work then? What?
So. I do a mixture. Some people are in, let's say, so you know, they don't need a key, or they'll leave a key, or in a safe place, or I have a lot of people trust me with keys, and so that, you know, that it's not an issue at all. But I thought it would be. So I thought, you know, how about booking up. I thought. And a few people when I started out were also new to it. They'd never had a housekeeper before, cleaner. So I got a lot of messages saying, well, how does it work? And I was kind of thinking, well, I don't really know at this point because I'm new to it, sort of. But
so I guess on a client by client basis, you just work out what's needed and adapt. So you do different things for different customers depending on what they want. Yeah.
And I didn't think like that before. I thought it would be like a set. I'd have to do, you know, this is how it works, but it's not. You know, you talk to people, and it's whatever works best for both of you, really.
I think that's another thing as well. Like, I think what you were about to touch on now is like a rigid service. That's like this is what we do, bang, 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 bang. But like I think that's another old school thing which you can't really be a thing now. But we touched earlier on how different everybody's sort of like busy lifestyles are.
Yeah, and do you know what? That works better for people to be able to, you know, often people say, well, how does it work? And I'll sort of be like, well, how what's best for you?
Yeah.
You know, with the ironing, so I do pickups and drop-offs, I do it at home, which, again, for fitting around like my little girl, it's perfect because I can do it at home. So that's, some people have asked, you know, do you do it at the house?
Yeah.
But I prefer that I can do that because I can do it when she's in bed on a night, and I just sort of watch telly while I'm doing it, sort of thing. And so it fits in well. And
listen to podcasts.
Yeah. And so people will sort of message and say, well, how does it work? You know, do you need a set day? When to pick up and drop off? And I'm like, no, it's whatever works for sort of us, really. You know, if I'm driving about everywhere, sort of all around Scarborough, so I can go pick up in between other, you know, jobs in between, or drop off when I'm dropping, you know, I'm going to Bali with Evelyn or something, I can squeeze it in around then. I just sort of fit it in where I can, but that also works for others. So And I didn't think it would be like that before I started. I thought, like you say, it would be rigid. It would be really sort of... but I haven't got a time. I really have a time. I'm out at work, sort of school, like what you say, but I get home and I've got like all the management side of it, you know, making that work. So I don't really feel like I ever stop, to be honest. Just keep going. It ticks over.
But because it's and I feel that, but because it's your own, there's like a weird pressure off. Like you're not answering to anybody. You're managing yourself in that respect. Like obviously you're an hard worker, so the work.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. If I think self-employed, I think like people who aren't self-employed have this thing like, oh yeah, you'll be going off like down the pub on a Friday, like, and it's not like that. The hours are in there and some, and it's kind of it's like it's a hidden thing, I think, until you've actually done it.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
You touched there on the managing of the business side of stuff, and I think like before we like went live on this morning, I touched on I was struggling with that side of it, the accountancy, the money side of it, and because obviously when you are in there's obviously pros and cons of being self-employed and pros and cons of being in a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
I think one of the pros of being a 9 to 5, and you don't realise it at the time, is that like you turn up, do a job for that fixed amount of hours, go home and get paid. But obviously now you're dealing with like the money side of it. Like, so do you find that challenging? Or
I've always been quite organised with like, just with my own household. I'm super organised with money, sort of what comes in and what goes out. Maybe a bit too much really, but
so you've obviously got a trait there. So like you've applied that trait to that, which I find that difficult. At home and in the business. So you're using a good trait to So you maybe haven't even thought of it. You maybe just do it. And it's not a problem.
Well, I do. I have a set routine of on a morning when I'm having breakfast, a cup of tea. We've like got our computer set up in like on the breakfast bar in the kitchen. Yeah. So I'll sit down and I'll sort of input the day before's work.
Oh wow! So it's like
just there, fresh in my mind.
So it's always perfectly live.
Every single day. Yeah. Well, apart from weekends, I don't really look at it because I think I'm off and I'm gonna take my mind off it. But every day, that's part of the start of my working day, is to input things out. The only thing I'm not great at is Excel, Microsoft Excel, which my husband is, so he sort of sets that up for me, and then I just sort of, I know how to input it, so that's fine, but other than that, he'll sort that. But I've just kind of factored it in, and it's part of it, and because I do it every day, it's just normal now. Yeah. So when it comes to, I never have that time where I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to get everything together, and where's this and where's that, and remembering things, because it's just there. So that is something I am really good at. Yeah.
That's good, because it means he's not going to catch up with you, and like you won't even, it'd be like you say, if it's fixed into your morning routine, it'll be like second nature. Yeah. So. Yeah, no, that's something I've always enjoyed. I've always sort of got involved with that side of things with other work I've done in the past. I've always, I've worked in pubs when I was younger, and I was sort of doing the cashing up side. I was doing all the sheets, the cashing up sheets and stuff like that. So I've always shown an interest in like that side of it, like the organisation and stuff. So I actually enjoy that part of it. So that's good to hear. And like from the outside looking in, it obviously it's someone who was like involved with helping you at the beginning and stuff. Like it seems like you had a problem and you just fitted it like pretty. I can't think of a word, beautifully, I guess. Where you just come in and you order what's now for, you're proud of it, it fits into your family life, and then even on like what I'd consider a big negative side of like doing the doing the business management end of it, you're using your former skills to do that. So
I mean, it's on I guess it's a smaller scale to like other businesses, but but I can manage it myself, so I don't really have to think about getting anybody else in to help. I've got control of it all. And
and again, it keeps a cost. It keeps a cost out of getting somebody into help again.
Yeah, definitely.
So it works well, and that's a thing with like I've got my brother joining me on the 1st of July, and we've had discussions about or what's your role going to be? I'm saying, come in and like learn every side of it. It'd be great if he comes in and really loves doing books. Like very unlikely, but I think the key thing is like, and it's hard for youngsters to know what. I guess like your like leaving school self.
Yeah.
Maybe wouldn't have even dreamed of being sat here now.
No, definitely not.
At that point, and I don't know. Do you even know what you're good at and what you don't like and what you dislike at that point? I think at the time I thought I did, but you don't. I think until you've gone out there and done a bit. And
I certainly, my younger self wouldn't have expected me to be doing this. I would never, and I wasn't. To be honest, I wasn't really. I mean, now like housekeeping, cleaning, things like that. I love. I enjoy it. Kind of. I don't know. Like if I feel a bit stressed, I'll tidy a room or something, clean up, and it just makes me feel calmer. Like I feel like clears my head a little bit. But back when I was younger, like I was always quite clean. I was never like this. I think having a baby did it when you go through that nesting phase, like as mothers do. I'm sure most can relate to.
I did it as a dad.
Did you?
Big time. Yeah.
It kind of. We were decorating at the time, right up to sort of my due date, and I was ironing and washing and ironing all the clothes in one room that I was sort of confined to because everywhere else was dusty.
Yeah.
And I had like big storage boxes that I was folding it all into, and that's what I do now actually with the ironing. And I think it's just never left me. That nesting thing, it sort of stuck with me, and that I didn't have that before. Like I didn't used to love cleaning. I didn't used to be like I am now at home. Like and financially as well, my younger self wasn't that great either. I was a student and I lived in my overdraft and just went out all the time. So, but like you said, that I'm glad I had that. It was part of being young.
Yeah.
Now like priorities have changed and now I've got a little girl to think about. So I think you don't know when you're young. You think. I mean, I wanted to be a fashion journalist. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I did a degree. I've got a journalism degree, and it. I definitely don't regret doing it. Yeah. But it's like, I think that if I've done it for a reason, at some point, it might come in handy, or it's there. It's always there.
I think though, like you've put like little blog posts and stuff out, haven't you, which get good engagement and help people.
Yeah, like that writing side. I'm always writing stuff and diaries and things as I've grown up. So it's always that's definitely something I enjoy doing, and that is why I chose to do it. But I didn't think about sort of jobs or things like that at that age. It was just like, I want to do this, and it seems all amazing and exciting. But you don't actually think it through really until you get to the point where you need to do like.
It's more of a short to medium term thing again. I think like your mind when you've got no ties.
Yeah.
Is different to your mind when you have got ties, and kind of makes you, I guess, or shapes you, or definitely shapes that phase of your life. Like when Evelyn's like 18, 19 yourself, then you maybe go into another phase. Or even when she's like at school or whatever.
Just sort of go with it. But you just have to, like you said, you're adapting all the time, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like things in your life are changing like all the time, so you have to find a way of working around it. And like with me, like my husband's the breadwinner. He's his job is so important to us. So it was me. There was points where when I was in the full-time work, he was coming out of work like when she was poorly or we couldn't get childcare, whatever reason, and I thought, it's not great. I need to do that. I want to be able to have that flexibility that if needed, I could do it, and he can sort of focus on staying at work and not having to come out, take holidays or leave and stuff like that. So you just you're just going with it, really, aren't you? It's just sort of.
It ticks so many boxes for you by the sounds of it, and like the fact that it supplements like his career, so he can come home and like know he's sort of like backed up and looked after, and like and then you get quality family time when he's off.
Yeah. So. No, that's it.
So with all that like sort of in mind, what would you? I was gonna say youngster. If you say like Hannah leaving school at 16
Yeah.
with your set on going to uni,
Yeah.
like mindset at that point. Well, sixth form, I guess, first.
Yeah.
But what advice would you give to Hannah, age 16?
Oh my gosh.
I guess you can like change that question to what would you give? What like keep if you was only allowed to give Evelyn one piece of advice?
Yeah.
Which obviously like she's gonna get thousands of pieces of advice to give.
Yeah.
But if you were to choose one to give to your old 16-year-old self and or your daughter at 16,
Yeah.
like what would it be?
Just to do what, I guess whatever makes you happy, really, because it.
Yeah. But I guess that's what you did anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Because I look
yeah.
back and I don't regret at all. Like what it's just I've struggled to sort of find what. Well, not struggle, I suppose. I've just sort of just go with it. I think she's. If you want to do something, even at that age, I did always feel like I was destined to work for myself somehow. I didn't know what, but I did like the thought of being my own boss. But I guess back then I didn't have that confidence to do it. And you kind of are sort of, I wasn't not forced or thrown into like further education, but it was just kind of what everybody did. It was
well, this is I'm glad you touched on that, 'cause it's a thing in like being not a BM on it, but it's a thing like I think of like my school was like it was like there's an element of like the box ticking to try and get you into higher education, so they can put in their perspectives or reports like X amount of our children have gone on to higher education. But it was never, like for me personally, it was never for me.
No.
I always had to, I needed to go and, I can chat about me later, but like weirdly for me, it was always going to be like print and this industry.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like I wish I'd have just really, really, really tried hard at football maybe, I don't know. But it's by no means like a glamorous industry, but it's one that, I don't know, I'm passionate about it clearly. And yeah, it's a thing that like school never even like planted a seed or anything on the like running your own business side.
No.
But I think what I wouldn't have wanted to do was like go straight into. I think you maybe could go straight into business at that age, but it'd maybe fail or you'd have to like you'd look because I thought I was a fully fledged man like ready to take the world on. Yeah. You're not, and like
that's exactly it, because me going to. I mean, I did want to go on to sixth form. I actually don't, at that age, don't know what I would have done, because I don't think I was very like hands-on for anything else. Like I had actually thought about like an apprenticeship with like an accountancy or something like that. That would have been good. I have often said, and I did at one point look at doing something like that, but at the time I needed to come out of full-time work to do it and I couldn't afford it. So that would be something I'd maybe say to my younger self, like, consider something like that, like an apprenticeship. But then I suppose like going and getting your A-levels and then a degree if you do, it's always with you. So you can always, you've always got it. Yeah. So it sort of can open up doors at any point in your life. And there's people that go on to further education later on in life. But like you say, at that age, I wouldn't have known. Nobody sort of gave you any advice on becoming self-employed, like running your own business. Nobody. It just didn't feel like an option. It was, and I guess it's that like the life experience helps a little bit with like now like I'm 30 and I'm now running my own business and my own boss. So a lot of things that I've gone through have helped me to get to this point, which I wouldn't have had. When I look back at me at sort of 16, like absolutely not. Wouldn't have known where to start. I don't think no. Unless somebody. I don't know. No, I don't think I would have been able to at 16 myself. But if you sort of if in school it wasn't, it was discussed. Yeah. Then probably yeah. Because like you say, you kind of feel like
you'd have had it in mind more maybe at least, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Whereas I never considered it then. But I do remember thinking I'd love to work for myself. Yeah. But it just didn't feel like it could be possible.
Yeah, I think I had that exact thing. Maybe. Yeah. I think I went off to do my print apprenticeship age 16, and times are different, and like I remember all I was like, yeah, great, you're in here, you've got a job for life here. Yeah. Like money was good then, and like print was different then. It was like the internet and smartphones weren't really a thing then. So it was
Yeah.
like, so glad I learnt the trade, but like I think for like there was a 4-year period where you thought, I'm here for life.
Yeah.
But then, like, if you look at like the parent, my dad's been at the same company for 40 years.
My dad has, yeah.
There's no one with their own companies like within our family. But again, I think it touched on what we were chatting about like earlier on, where I think there's something about like parents of our age right now in this generation who like everybody's story and journey is different. But I just think there's a trend of people like breaking out and doing their own thing to take that. So
it's a scary. Like being self-employed is so scary. It's like the thought of it and what if it doesn't go right? So it can put you off. But I do. My dad said to me when I put the idea to him, he did say go for it. I was like, I'm not unsure because my husband wasn't as confident at first, which I understand exactly why.
Oh, it's a big gamble and a plunge.
Because the pressure was on him then. If it didn't work out for me, I'm not bringing anything in. But my dad, being older, like there's things he wished he'd done and had the confidence to do, and he just said to me, go for it.
Yeah.
He was like, I know you'll make it work.
Yeah.
And he said, and that pushed me as well. I was like, what, like I needed to hear that because at home there was a lot of, but what if, and maybe we shouldn't, maybe we should wait a bit longer, and my dad just went, just do it, he said life's too short, there's things I wish I'd done, just do it.
Yeah, you can definitely like overthink that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what some people do, and some people have the ability to, well, not have the ability, like there's some people I know like go into the 9 to 5s and have and switch themselves off.
Yeah.
But that works with people, and that's fine. But you'll find that people like that have got more support at like bringing the kids up and whatnot. And some people will like love the job, but like within that 9 to 5 bracket.
Yeah.
But I guess I think that like in your life, something was broke, and if you were to continue, and you fixed it. So I think it's a good journey. So and a good story. So I think like anybody listening to this, I suppose it doesn't matter whether you're a mum or a dad or anybody, but you've like the journey is that you've had a 14-year period of uni, different jobs, different circumstance change. Evelyn came and you've used all them skills, all them experience to put you are where you are now. Where you can tell you're genuinely like happy and pleased with what you're doing. So
definitely.
Absolute hats off to you.
Brilliant, yeah.
Well, so the one last question is like, what does the future hold? I guess like your options are wide open. I guess now.
Yeah, I've thought about a lot of things.
Yeah.
I'm turning people away because I can't fit any more clients in at the minute. My diary's full, and I hate saying no to people. I wish, but then there's employing people or working with people. There's a lot to think about there as well. So I don't think I'm ready for that just yet. I think I suppose I'm scared of more scared about expanding and then maybe ruining it. Sometimes it's like, it's not broken, don't try and fix it sort of thing. It's like, I'm more nervous about that than I was about starting up.
Right, okay.
Actually. Because,
that's an interesting one. It means you've got something that you love there to protect.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like it's right now and I'm protective of it, and I'm worried about ruining it. I always think about, there was a cafe that my dad used to take us to when we were younger. It was really tiny, like barely any seats. You used to have to queue to get in. But the food was amazing, and they expanded because of that, and then it went downhill. It wasn't the same. And I always think about that. I think this is about the timing, isn't it? As well, like getting it, make sure it's right, and so I don't know. I think for now, just like carrying as I am,
maintain, and then just see. I guess something will happen in your life where you'll need it to adapt it again one way or another. But it sounds like you're sat like nice.
Waiting for that sign, Like, at the minute, I don't feel like it's needed. I'm fine like as I am, but you never know. Just see how it goes.
The platform's there now, so I guess Will's your oyster.
Yeah, exactly, definitely. So Yeah.
No, it's been good. It's been a good first podcast.
Good chat, yeah.
So thanks anybody who's got 50 minutes in and are still listening. It means
Is that how long we've been talking?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It means we must have done something right. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much for having me.
See you soon. Bye bye.
See you later.